Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is another edition of Away Days with Dino, and this is another edition of my 2 cents involving the teams that I support. This is Arsenal Football Club I'm going to be speaking about in regards to their latest game that they played over the weekend. Apologies that it has been, normally I do it after the game, but apologies, it's been a couple of days. I've just been quite busy with work and everything. So, yep. If you are watching this, you're watching me on YouTube. I'm also going to be uploading this as well onto my TikTok channel, which is at Away Days Sports. So if you are on TikTok, yeah, do follow me on there as well. I'll put that into the link for you to follow if you are a TikTok follower. So yeah, just get on board and just check it out. I'll put some stuff on there, various stuff on there in regards to NFL and football mainly. But I will be touching up on sports as I've said it before. So, gonna keep this short and sweet because it's starting to become a bit of a relatively boring thing now when you keep saying the same thing over and over again because I'm starting to go quite insane with some of the things I'm saying now because I've been saying the same thing over and over for the past, well, in terms of this season, for the past 4 months. It finished Arsenal, Manchester United won. Arsenal won at Old Trafford on Sunday with goals from Bruno Fernandes with a very fantastic free kick and the equaliser from Declan Rice. It leaves Arsenal 15 points behind Liverpool with I think 8 games to go. So I mean, the writing's kind of on the well. I say the writing's on the wall. The writing's been on the wall since December for me. I stopped looking at the table from then because I thought, well, Liverpool being consistent and we're just flopping like everybody else has. And I've said to quite a few people this season's Premier League, and I think one of my boys Ant said the same thing in the group chat. Ant, if you're watching, hello. Ant came out, I think, said a few weeks ago. This is probably the worst Premiership season that's in recent memory, and which basically circles back to something that Football Focus brought up about 3-4 months ago. It's called the Circle of Parity. Basically, every single team in the Premiership is beating each other. So it's a thing where, okay, typical example, Arsenal lost to West Ham 1-0, but West Ham um, lost to Newcastle, then Newcastle lost to Man City, and it's basically everyone's beating everybody. And it's not been like that for a good while. And when you look at the table of where Arsenal are, with Man City and Forest just behind them, and then you look at what Liverpool have been the only consistent team. And I did say I was going to do a grading for all 20 Premiership teams. And if I was to be completely honest, I've said only 3 teams in the league can really say they've had a good season. Liverpool's one, Forest is another one, and I'd probably say Bournemouth as well. Because it's been that bad where teams have come along and they've played well, they've got themselves to a position, but then they've lost. I mean, typical example of that would be Brighton. Brighton have gone to games. They've gone to Old Trafford themselves. They've beat Manchester United, but yet they end up losing. What was it, 7-0 to Nottingham Forest about a month ago? And it's like, well, what's going on? It's a weird season. Um, Going back to the game though, I mean, like I said, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. It's becoming boring to say. It's just tiring, isn't it? If you're an Arsenal fan, you really just you don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It's just I was watching the game, and I said last week in a TikTok live as well. I said that we need to score first because if we score first, Manchester United will have to play out and attack more. It gives the game a bit more of an opening. Arsenal went into the first 20 minutes of this game just passing the ball around, doing what they're doing. They had a bit of the play, but then Sod's Law, which has happened so many times, the opposition score. And hats off to Bruno Fernandes because it was a brilliant free kick. But even with the free kick, I have to criticise Arsenal. Why is the wall 11 and a half yards back? It's 10 yards and the wall's so far back. And don't get me started. And David Raya, my goodness me, you're a goalkeeper. You've set your wall up at least. But why are you so close to the opposing post, and you're leaving 80% of your goal like untended. I mean, you at least take a couple of yards to sideways to cover that way. You're leaving all that space, and for one of the best free kick takers in the league, the writing was on the wall from there, and and from there it was like, right, oh, here we go. We're now 1-0 down. We're not scoring goals. I mean, okay, granted we beat PSV 7-1, but and I said again, we can't take Manchester United for granted because they still have players that can hurt you. Forget the fact that they're 15th. Forget the fact they're not playing very well. Forget the fact that they've got players at the club which all of us know are clearly not good enough. They still have players in the team that can cause you problems, and Bruno Fernandes is one of them. You know, relatively enough, we kept everyone else quiet. Their strikers couldn't do anything. Hoyland came on, couldn't do shit. Zerke was playing. He was getting bossed around a bit. He didn't like. He was getting frustrated, and that's how it should have been. But we allowed them to score first. We had to score first and to ensure that Manchester United, to get a point or get something out of the game, they would have to come out and attack. It would have made the game a bit more entertaining. But the game was very, very dire. When it went in 1-0 half time, it's like, how have we gone in? How have we gone down 1-0? Because of our own downfall of giving a free kick away. You know, like I said, I don't know what more can actually be said. Um, it's a lot of things have hurt us now, and it's getting to a point now where fans are now starting. Well, fans of certain videos or certain channels are now actually starting to annoy people. Um, and that's probably the reason why the fan base is looked at as if to say that we as Arsenal fans and supporters are looked at as the most hated, but we're not all like that, and I'm a realist when I say, when I saw the free kick, I thought, yeah, banging free kick, yeah, Bruno, take a bow, because that was a brilliant free kick, and I always thought that he was going to have a good game against us or score a goal, but again, going into a game, probably thinking, oh, Manchester United are 15th, they've lost to this team, they've lost to that team, we can beat them, but we can't do that when we haven't got a striker. We've not sorted out anything in regards to January. When January came, something should have been done then. Nothing was done. After probably 10 days into January, into the new year, I saw that we weren't linked with anyone. I thought, no, we ain't buying it. We ain't getting no one in. You know, Still playing Marino as up front when he's a midfielder. All the players that we had all got injured just before, well, in and around Christmas. So and I said at the start of the year, and I said it to many many people. If you're going to be challenging for forefronts of trophies, you need more than a Kai Havertz and a Gabriel Jesus to be your strikers. A striker should have been bought in the summer, and many people who I know said the exact same thing. We didn't buy a striker. This is what happens when you don't bring in the acquisitions that you need in your team. You're going to get punished. And this is what's happening. Now we're in a situation now where everyone's still saying, "Oh, we're 15 points behind, man. We're 15 points behind Liverpool. The league is done." I think, listen, don't forget Liverpool. Yeah, forget Liverpool. We should be now worrying about what's behind us now. Like, we've got teams who are now 4 points behind, 5 points behind us. Forget the league. The league's done. Like, the league was done from Christmas. Like, even what more can be said? There's nothing more that can be said. And the sooner people realise that, and especially with a lot of Arsenal fans, there's a lot of Arsenal fans who are really kind of being delusional. And I'm an Arsenal fan as well. I've been Arsenal supporter for 35 years, and I when I see how some fans are going, I'm like, mate, I just no, just stop. Like, even worse, when I've seen certain things happen on platforms in regards to AFTV and another channel where, again, certain fans have just said things they shouldn't have said, and that's another controversial thing which is stepped up into light. But I'm going to keep politics out of my channel. I'm not going to say anything in regards to that. Um, but looking at the game, I mean, can I even say there was a man of the match? If there is a man of the match, it won't be from the Arsenal. It won't be from the Arsenal side. Um, so where do we go from here? So we have the Champions League this week. Um, we have the home. We have a home tie. Well, we've got the tie against PSV coming up at some point. Hold on, let me just have a look at when it is. I can get the date up. I do believe it is tomorrow. Uh, yeah, we're playing PSV tomorrow. 8 o'clock kickoff. I mean, it's 7-1. I mean, from what I'm hearing, that Arsenal have not many people are going. Because well, PSV ain't going to be scoring seven goals. I think PSV are just going to come for a kickabout. If I'm being honest, Arsenal will just kick the ball around as well. Don't even overexert yourself for this game. Um, just you know, just save yourself for Chelsea on Sunday. To bridge the gap between yourselves and the teams coming from behind. Um, I took Mikel. I mean, in terms of the gaffer, he's come out and said that we're going to keep on going to win every game. But the fact of the matter is, we're 15 points behind. There's nothing there now, man. Just let that go. And even he got criticised and was being slated on Sunday after the game when he was being questioned by Sky Sports, I believe, and he just wanted to leave. He was questioned about transfers. He just left. He didn't say anything. It's like he knows that it's down to him. When you act like that, it's down to your responsibility. It's his responsibility to motivate the team. Your responsibility. You should have brought in personnel. You know, is it down to him ultimately? Is it were the funds not given to him? Was it a case of that he had the funds but he didn't buy? Um, because if it's the latter, then it's not going to look too good for him, especially when you could have actually at least brought one. At least bring in a striker, even if it's not the ideal striker that we want, but at least bring somebody in. Because we still need to bring in another one. We still need to bring in a couple more players as well. But you know, I can't really say too much now because if I say anything more, it's going to be the same thing that I've been saying over and over again, and that is the frustrating thing, unfortunately. Um, I've come out and said, I want May to hurry up and come just to finish the season off now and see what happens in the summer. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in the summer in regards to any new acquisitions because it just feels that they don't want to bring nobody in. But this team now needs an overhaul. I think now. Um, I think we need to bring in 3, 4 players. Um, who would I ideally like to come in? Well, I've always admired Nico Williams and Eze from Crystal Palace. Um, we need to those type of players there would be good for us. We do need to bring in a central midfielder. Definitely, obviously, we need a striker. Ironically, defensively, I think we're okay for this time being. I mean, we that was our Achilles heel a couple of years ago, where it was our defense, which was the problem. But now our defense is actually looking quite okay. It's more the engine now again, and up front and the wingers, because we can't continuously keep relying on Saka and Martinelli all the time. So yeah, that's like I said, I can't keep saying the same thing, guys. It's otherwise I'm going to be repeating myself all the time, and that's insanity, like I said before. But we got a game tomorrow against PSV. Maybe that might lift up some much needed morale going into the game against Chelsea on Sunday, which will be a big game as well because Chelsea have been a bit up and down, but I think we can still take them and have a result against them. But I'd be more confident if we had someone up front, but we haven't got that, so we have to just see how it goes. But yeah, 2 games coming up. I think tomorrow. I think the gaffer's probably gonna rest a good few players, um, considering the aggregate score. Even tomorrow, if we just like if we just play I would want us to play how we played against Manchester United tomorrow. Just just play like that. Just just knock the ball around and just kill the time and be fresh for Sunday. That's what I'd say. Um, but yeah, that's all I can say. Like I said before, Arsenal they're still behind by 15 points. Forest are 4 points behind. Man City are third as well, and I think so. There's they're more closer to us than what we are to Liverpool. So let's just, you know, just concentrate on win every single game and just finish the season on a high. That's what we can do. That's where I finish. So, but yeah, that's me for another episode of my 2 cents on the Way Day Sports. You've been watching me on YouTube. I'm also going to be uploading this guys onto my TikTok channel as well. So do keep a lookout. Like I said, if you are on TikTok, do give me a follow on TikTok as well. Um, and I will see you guys then. I will now. The next thing I'll be doing, I will be doing my predictions for the Premiership games this weekend, and I'm going to be also looking at, for all you NFL fans out there, I'm keeping track of what's going on with free agency and um, trading block, because the new NFL season actually starts. I think it started already. Actually, no, it starts tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 o'clock UK time. So from there, all the players that have been traded, they can officially move to their new teams, and all the coaching stuff as well. They can all start doing that now. Seen a couple of big ones, so if you are an NFL fan, I'll be keeping track of that, and I'll be mentioning that in a couple of shorts. And if you want to see more, you can go on NFL.com or check out the free agency tracker, which is on CBS Sports as well. So yeah, keep a track of that. But anyway, guys, that's me for another edition, another chat, another episode on this calm Tuesday with Champions League football. Liverpool are playing today against Paris Saint Germain. Arsenal playing tomorrow, like I said, against PSV. Also the Madrid derby. The return leg of the Madrid derby as well is on tomorrow as well. They've been, they're all on tomorrow, and then on Sunday as well is the Carabao Cup final between Liverpool and Newcastle as well. So do keep lookout for the rest of the games this week if your team is playing in Europe, or if they're playing in the Carabao Cup as well. So for you Liverpool and Newcastle fans. But guys, that's me. That's my 2 cents. Manchester United won, Arsenal won. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.